everybody. Welcome to the NRP Daily here at the National Real Estate Post. I am clearly here with the Lab Coat Agents guys. We have Jeff Fitzer and, of course, Tristan Hamada. And wanted to bring up to you guys everything that's cooking, this month, for the rest of the month anyway, over at Lab Coat Agents. Because if you're not aware, these guys have 3 sessions a week that you can dive into all for free. They're constantly bringing just incredible information, trainings, webinars, big shots in the industry all the time talking about stuff. And so Tristan's going to go over one in particular that I'm feeling very strongly about. I'm going to share my screen with you guys real quickly. You could just go to labcoatagents.com. As you can see up here, it's labcoatagents.com. And then I clicked on webinars. And so just take a look, guys, just so you know. I mean, here's, you got 3 a week. These were obviously yesterday. Today, on the 10th, we've got these 3 going on. But there's one in particular, Tristan, I'd like you to talk about. It's this one, and they're all good. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying this one in particular might be important simply because you guys know last week we did a show with Carl White where we were talking about how much money's just left on the table in the mortgage and real estate industry because people just struggle with online lead conversion. So what's going on with this particular webinar, Tristan?
I love that you brought that one up because we have some pretty great experts on this one. People that generate leads at a massive rate here. One of those is Barry Jenkins. He's the #1 agent for Better Homes and Gardens around the whole world. So that's good. And then you have Lee Atkins, who sets up systems for CRMs. And then obviously me, who's leading it. But we're going to be talking about leads from the inception all the way to close. And I think there are different parts of the life of a lead that people drop the ball on.
Yeah.
#1 is, well, let's talk about where you're getting the lead from. Okay. How does that ad look? And how do you talk to that type of lead? Is it Facebook, Google, Realtor.com, Zillow, past clients, Fear? Where are you getting it from? And how that conversation has to go, right?
Yeah.
Then we look into that dialogue a little deeper. And then how does the CRM fit into it? Are you putting in tags? Are you nurturing? If you are, how does it look? How often are you doing it? And then once you reconnect with them and they raise their hand, what happens after that? Do you show them property? Do you not? Do you put them on an extended nurture? And then finally, when you close, if you have a great transaction with them, how do you stay in touch with them? What happens, right? So then it keeps on going. And so that's the whole idea of this webinar, to show people how it looks from the point that you get the lead all the way to closing and after.
It's interesting you bring that up because you started this off by saying, a lot of times a lead will fall through the cracks somewhere. I'm telling you, most of the time it's at the very beginning. you know what I mean? Like, hey, a lead come in, I'll get to that, and then the next thing you know, I forgot about it and it's just fallen through the cracks already. But
true.
And I'm being sarcastic and joking, but I'm not, just so you know. But then the other thing too that I thought is an interesting angle that you spoke about there is that depending on how that lead was originated depends on how you respond, which, see, that's already educational to me because I just figured a lead's a lead's a lead. You respond the same way no matter what. And so you're saying that's not the case. Can you maybe just a teeny bit elaborate on that?
I'll elaborate on that. Let's elaborate on online leads, only because that's a popular idea right now. And you have a funnel. At the very top of it, you have Facebook ads, Facebook lead ads typically. Middle of the funnel, like MoFu. Middle of the funnel is Google, PPC, pay-per-click. And the bottom, you're looking at Zillow, Realtor.com. Now, the reason that Facebook leads are at the top is because you can get a whole bunch of them for a very low amount because most of them are just looking, right?
Yeah, right.
You're scrolling through Facebook and you're like, oh, that's a cool property.
Right.
No true, real intention except looking at property.
Yeah.
Next is Google. There is some intention there. People who you find through Google pay-per-click, they're typing in a specific search, right? Yeah. Frank, if I go to Google, I'm going to be like homes in Malibu around Pepperdine University.
Yeah, I'm clearly a little more motivated there because I'm searching for something.
Exactly, middle of funnel. And then at the bottom, obviously people go to Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin when they're closer to making that search a reality to find a real estate agent because those are specifically for that. So then the conversation is different for each. Facebook, hey, I noticed that you just visited our website through through Facebook, you're probably not going to purchase anything anytime soon. But Frank, I don't want to spam you either. What are you looking for so I can send you homes you really want to take a look at?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In comparison to Realtor.com Zillow leads, you got to be super quick, right?
Yeah.
And the conversations be like, hey, Frank, I noticed that you're looking at this property. You have some time to take a look at that later today?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just get right to what they want on both.
So in this particular webinar, you're going to go through the lead from start to finish in that detail along the entire way for everybody.
We're going to show what we do, and we're going to show our back end systems through the CRM. We're going to showcase is Follow Up Boss, only because all three of us use it there.
Okay.
And we'll show, hey, look, here's where the lead came in. Here's what type of lead. Now here's the cadence, right?
Gotcha.
Jeff's favorite word, cadence. So here's the cadence. Text, email, ISA follow up. You know what? Nobody contacted them, but they fell into dynamic ads for real estate through Facebook and Instagram, retargeting. What happens next? That type of thing.
Yeah. Jeff dropped the cadence thing on me too, just before we jumped on this.
You're both welcome. You're both welcome.
Thank you. I'm going to start using that.
You,
so keeping along with our cadence of the show, let's move on here. But this is great. So, okay, guys. So look, just go to, I'm going to put this link right here, right down below the video, and there will be a Lab Coat Agents logo. If you click that logo, it'll take you right to the webinar page here where you guys can go and register for any of these, but this one in particular might be fantastic. Now, my thinking on this, guys, is, all right, so, you know, Tristan's talking about, obviously, if I'm a real estate agent, that's where, that's for me. But here, loan originators, remember, you're tied to your real estate partners. This helps you, helps them. Right. So it would be really, I think would be a really good idea for our mortgage guys watching out there. Get the Lab Coat Agents, right? Get the link to register for the webinar, and let's kind of blast it to all of our real estate partners. You know what I mean? Say, hey, this might be real timely right now to check this out. It's a free webinar. Here's the registration link. Why don't we all jump on this thing and see what we can learn, and maybe it'll help us all. So I think that would be really good. I think it would be a great thing for a loan originator to do to provide some value to your real estate partner. I think it'd be fantastic. And segueing from that, as a loan originator providing some value to a real estate partner, there's something new coming up that Lab Coat has been working on for a long time. It's called Real Estate Mastery. And it's a unique kind of way of doing coaching that I think is very clever. Jeff, why don't I hand it off to you, and you can give us a little insight to when you think we'll see it and how it flows. I love the way that you put it together and the way that it flows.
Absolutely, man. That was an incredible segue, and perfect segue coming off of what we were just talking about. So what we figured out was we needed to develop something more intimate for the loan officer. And so anybody can go to Lab Coat Agents, and there's tons of content. That's why it was designed. It's a collaborative group. But we figured, let's give them something more intimate, more secretive, more that they can have to develop a strategy to bring value to real estate agents. So we call it Real Estate Mastery. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking this concept, but once a month, you're going to have a series of events that occurs around one topic. And so let's just say January is going to be about setting up a business plan, right? Setting up the proper business plan. So what we're going to do is the loan officers are going to have a coaching call 1 week where we kind of set the table for what you should be expecting, how you should be promoting this to your agents. Week 2 will be a live webinar where Tristan will interview an expert on whatever topic that is.
Oh, cool.
Then we're going to give them homework or an action item to actually take from it. And the purpose behind that is more for the loan officer to stay in touch with the realtor. So it's combination. Realtors are going to get action items they're going to take from these webinars. They can actually physically go put into action. The LO now has an excuse and a good reason to keep in good contact with them, which is nurturing the relationship. And then week 4 is going to be a live Q&A where we bring the expert back. Tristan's going to be basically we're going to be engaging live with the Zoom audience, the private only, this is only for the paid customers. And so that way they get, again, an intimate setting where they can now take what they learned from the action items, from the homework, and ask deep questions to the expert. Like, for example, if we had a Barry Jenkins on, for example, how much could you learn from a guy like that? You can't get that guy's time. And so that's kind of the intent behind it.
I like it because, we're saying, okay, this month, this is what we're going to work on. And it gets laid out. You have your time to actually execute that and your plan, and then you come back at the end of the month and revisit. How did we do? Do you have some questions for the actual, the person who actually taught the class or whatever the case may be, to really hone it in and get a little bit better? I think that's really remarkably clever, because a lot of coaching programs, I don't know, they just don't operate that way. They don't, especially, they might operate that way if it's like the one-on-one personal coaching with the one guy, you're doing that. And those can be very expensive to do, but they're very effective, right? But you guys have found a way to kind of give that same experience, but where it doesn't have to be the one. It's like, there could be 100 guys, doing it, 200 guys doing it, whatever the case may be. But it's like, start here. How do we do? Ask your questions, next topic next month. And of course, all the old stuff is going to be archived and all that. So
correct. And it creates exclusivity for the loan officer. So this is not content that a realtor can go get anywhere else. They can't go into Lab Coat Agents and get this. This is a higher level of what we're already doing, but created so the loan officer now can create differentiation. Because as we head out of the world that we're in now, which we will, you're going to have to go work for it again. So you're going to need all the tools you could possibly get. And it's not coffee. It's not booze. It's not the lowest rate. It's not the best. We all, everybody has that. How are you going to differentiate yourself?
Coffee and booze. Coffee, booze, and rates.
Exactly. And
it's a great website. We should get that.
Well, position yourself. Position yourself as the authority. You know what? You guys are onto something. Let's divert.
Look at Frank's background. Frank, I'd like a mocha frappuccino, please.
Yeah, I know. This is the NRAP background. And here's a funny story. I did a video for a mortgage company where I was telling real estate agents, you should use this mortgage company. And this was the background. And it was going to get run on Facebook. Facebook rejected the ad.
What?
Because there's booze in the background. They rejected the video. And then even funnier, check this out. This is how freakishly wicked their artificial intelligence is. So we changed the background, but toward the end of the video, I'm on like a little TV in the video, right? And this background is on the little TV in there. They caught it for that. They said, nope, still there.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go.
So Real Estate Mastery, when are we going to see it, Jeff?
We're going to roll out beta in January. So if anybody's interested in learning more, kind of getting on the list to learn when more is coming out, just email me. My email is really simple, jeff@labcoatagents.com.
I'll put it down below.
An email. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'll put an email down below, jeff@labcoatagents.com. And if you can reach out to Jeff if you're interested in learning more about real estate mastery. With that, hey guys, thanks so much. Appreciate you being on the show. Always a pleasure. We'll have you back in a couple of weeks and we'll see what else is going on. But guys, don't miss that webinar on start to finish, as far as your lead conversions go. I think that's going to be great for not only loan originators, but also for the real estate agents. Obviously, I should reverse that. Not only for the real estate agents, but great for the LOs as well. So with that, thanks guys. Really appreciate you being here.
See you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Had to get you in on Instagram, buddy.
There you go. All right. You guys have a great one. Leave us your comments down below. Forward, share, and subscribe, and get our mobile app by doing this. See you later.
Download the National Real Estate Post mobile app today. Available on Apple Store and Google Play. Just search National Real Estate Post.